So today we're going to continue talking about pi, and this time we're going to talk about estimating the area of the circle. Now, to do that, it would be best to draw a diameter of 12 centimeters. So I'm going to draw it here. There's the centimeters. So we start from here. Now it's never easy to do it by hand, but we'll always try. So there's the diameter, not quite there. Ooh. Oh, that's the diameter. And of course, there's a circle that goes around. And that's the tricky bit, is because okay, I'll just draw this circle for now. So that it's very clear to you. And so remember from our previous discussion of what the length of the circle is essentially called also the perimeter of the circle, and the special name given to the perimeter of the circle is the circumference. We're going to enclose the circle with in a square. So now, while I'm drawing this, I'd like you to guess at what is the perimeter of the square that goes around the circle. Yeah, so the proper term for that is circumscribe. So now, anybody have a guess? What is the perimeter of the square? The perimeter of the square is essentially is adding all the length. So in a way, to those who are new, we could just measure all the length in here. So that's 12 in here. See, it's 12. Another 12 in here. And another 12 in here. Yes, and another 12 in here. So that's the perimeter of the square, and the perimeter of the circle is the circumference. So we could do just a quick calculation. The perimeter of square, well, it's not very clear if I don't use this. So the perimeter of the square is really 4 times, is add all the sides, or 4 times s. So 4 times 12 will be, the perimeter is 48 centimeters. That's the perimeter of the square. And what's the perimeter of the circle? Well, we call that the circumference, which is really pi d. And it will be 3.14 times 12, which is the diameter. And here's the help from our lovely calculator. So 3.14 times 12. 37.68 centimeters. Now, here's the next question is, if we measure the length of the boundaries of the square, what about the inside of the square? And so the inside of the square is basically, we're finding the area of that. And so how many squares are there in centimeters? And so that's a tricky thing to do. But what can be done is we count all the squares. So it's going to be, see, 1, Yeah, that's 1. Yeah, I'll just do one side. 1, 2, yeah, 3. Now this one is 1 centimeter and 1 centimeter. Yeah, that's 1 centimeter square. So it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 12 in the side, and I'm sure you do it here 12. If we go through the sides here, how many do you think is the square? Yes. So let's do it here. So I'm just doing this so lightly. There you go. I made a little bit of mess in here, but there you go. So there's 12 squares in here and there's 12 squares in here. Yeah. So you really think that there are 12 here, all that goes around. Yeah. 12. Yeah. And so how many, this number of squares is basically the area. So if you count this one by one here, 12, 12, 12, 12. So basically you draw all little squares so that you get the area of the square. So the area of the square is basically 12 in here, and 12 is basically, that's 12 times 12, which is really you multiply the sides of the square. And you have here what you call 12 times 12 centimeters, and your answer would be 144 centimeters square. There's the symbol there. Yeah, there's a cm here. So that's the area of the square, which is really the number of smaller squares that fits inside the bigger square. Now, here is the question. The question would be, what is the area of the circle? And that's why this pi is involved in here. But let's just do it in a very easy way. And the easy way and the more understandable way is to count the number of squares that goes inside. So we could obviously say here that that's another square. That's another square, and this is 1 centimeter always in its side. So we draw all of this. We draw all of this. Okay, so very close to finishing drawing all the little squares inside the circle. And so in a way, how many squares in the circle? That's really called the area of the circle. Now, let's go through this in a very systematic way. Let's count the number of squares that are clearly one full squares. So we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 70, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 19, 91. I'll just put there 91. 92, 93, 94. Now that is the number of squares that's been estimated. Okay. Now let's make this a little bit darker. So obviously we basically have 94. Now we could just say, let's see, there's a little bit, maybe this 94, this and this is 95, 95, 96, 97, 98. See, we're estimating 98. Let's see, what about this? Maybe this one and this one is 99. This one is 100. So maybe this one and this one is 101. And 102. You see, 102. Let's see, maybe this is 103. That's 104. Together, 105, 106. 106. That will be, this one is 107, and that's 108, and it's probably this and this, that's 109. So by just counting all the squares, my estimate, so I'll say here the estimated area of the circle, the estimated area is 106. Was it 106 or 107? So it's around here, 100, around estimated areas, 100 and squares centimeters. That's the estimated area of the circle. And obviously it should be less than the area of the square, which is 144. Now I'd like you, before you proceed, and I'm going to pause this, is I'd like you to do the same, but this time I'd like you, so in a way this is homework. Homework is essentially, homework is draw a circle with a diameter of 24 meters. Find or estimate the area of the circle and enclose the circle with a square, and also find the area of the square. That's your homework. Now, how do people calculate the area of the circle without doing all this counting? And so there is a formula, obviously, which we're going to talk about. How they got this formula is really the next video that I'm going to show you. And so the formula of the area of the circle is pi r squared. Yeah, and this is through the theoretical method. But let's just calculate it based on estimate and based on theoretical calculation. So pi is 3.14. Radius is basically half of this. So if the diameter is 12 centimeters, and the radius obviously is half of that, would be 6 centimeters. So here radius is 6 centimeters and square. So Now we're going to calculate to see how close we are with our estimate. So it's going to be radius is 6 centimeters square. Then we get 36 multiplied by the value of pi, which is 3.14. And your answer is 113.04. Yeah. So the answer is 113.04 centimeter centimeter squared. And so look, there you go. The estimate, yeah, it's not bad. I mean, I did it so quickly. So I hope you understand what the area of a circle is all about. We could count the number of square in terms of centimeters or millimeters if that's your unit, and then calculated also the theoretical method, which is this one, which is more accurate. And so in our next session, I'm going to talk about how did they came up with this formula, and that's really important because a lot of people use this formula without understanding. And so I'll see you in the next video, and try out estimating the area of a circle with a diameter of 24 mm, and also calculating the area of the circle using that formula of 4 pi r squared. See you in our next lesson.